Why, hello there. I am making dinner in my new kitchen. Looks like I need to heat up some more water. I am making mac and cheese with hot dogs. I fried I broke up the hot dog into, pieces, sliced them up, and then added some olive oil, and I fried up the hot dogs so that they got that Maillard effect, the caramelizing, the browning, so that they'd have more flavor. And now I brought some water to a boil, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I need to boil some more, bring up more water to a boil. And what I'm going to do, so I fried up the hot dogs in olive oil and some spices like garlic powder, herbs de Provence, crushed red pepper. And then I have I added the water after the hot dogs are browned. The reason I'm doing that is because I don't want to use two pans. One to cook the hot dogs, one to make the mac and cheese, and then add the hot dogs. I figure as long as I brown the hot dogs, and then I bring the water to a boil with the hot dogs in it, then once it comes to a boil, I can add the pasta without the cheese pack. And then once the pasta's cooked, I can strain out the water, most of it, not all of it, because then I'll be left with the hot dogs and the pasta and just enough moisture and water. I'll keep some of the pasta water in there to throw this in, the cheese packet, the cheese powder, and stir it in there. I do the same thing with my ramen soups. I cook the noodles without the flavored MSG packet, and I wait until the noodles are cooked. Then I strain out the liquid, and I just add the flavor packet right to the noodles, to give it more flavor. I don't really want it soupy, and I don't want it watery, so I just let me throw that out. So I'm doing the same thing here. Once the noodles are cooked and I strain it out, and I'm left with the hot dogs, the cooked pasta, and a little bit of remaining pasta water, then I'll sprinkle those cheese powders in and give it a stir. Anyways, I'm over explaining my mac and cheese with hot dogs. If you saw my first video on me getting a new van, you might notice some changes. I got some containers. I got eye hooks and bungee cords. And don't forget, I'm going to redo the whole inside. Everything you're seeing now is temporary. I'm actually going to have counters, a sink. It's going to be a fully converted van into like an RV. But it's winter. In fact, we have a winter advisory going on right now. We're supposed to get a foot of snow tomorrow. So, yeah, I'm not going to be doing any conversion until spring, like around May or so. But in the meantime, I need comfort, hence my bed, privacy, hence the curtains and these dividers here, lighting, which I got, power, which is behind there, and storage. So I upgraded my temporary situation from the first video. I now have storage containers, and I got eye hooks and bungee cords so that these can stay and not move around. Same thing with these two containers here. In this one I have camping gear, my buddy heater, extra propane, cleaning supplies, like random stuff. Down here I have my clothes. In here I have car parts and tools like hammers, vice grips, wrenches, things like that. I do have my nightstand is a big toolkit too with various size ratchet wrenches. And then in this container I have studio stuff like cameras, tripods, extra studio lighting, audio cables, things like that. Up top I have my adult beverages. I make wine, which you might have seen in one of my other videos in my The Adventures of Some Guy playlist. So I always keep some homemade wine with me and some beer, because some people do, I have friends sometimes that, you know, they don't drink wine, so I always keep some beer on hand because I'm a good host. There's also, I'll just show you, I have this shopping bag, but it's designed for wine. It holds 6 bottles. There's 6 compartments. Oh, here we go. Regular mead. This is just mead. Mead is a honey-based alcoholic beverage. It's like wine made from honey. In order for it to be called mead, a minimum of 50% of the fermentable sugars when you make it has to come from honey. I make my mead with all honey. All the fermentable sugar is honey. So there's mead. Ooh, blueberry. That's a good one. Strawberry banana. Believe it or not, strawberry banana wine is really good. We made a strawberry wine and a banana wine. We bottled a lot of it separate, and then we took the remaining couple gallons and mixed it and made strawberry banana wine. Here's another. Oh, that is the strawberry banana. I already looked at that one, I guess. Ugh. Oh, maybe I have 2 strawberry bananas. That's strawberry banana too? Yep. And then I have raspberry. And Num Nums. This is mixed berry. Yeah, me and my buddy, we make, we have like cases and cases and cases of wine. We do several 5-gallon batches, sometimes 6-gallon batches at a time. Like sometimes like 5 individual 6-gallon batches of wine, and each gallon can bottle about 4 to 5 wine bottles. So I've got like over over 500 bottles of wine. Now we do fruit wines because they're easier to get, but we also do some grape wines, like we do Chardonnay, Moscato, Pinot Noir, Tempranillo, and a couple others. But you can only do those at a certain time of the year, when we can go to Musto's in Connecticut, where they have a shipping yard, like these dock bays or whatever. It's like a warehouse thing, and you can go there and you can get crates of grapes from all over the world and stuff. So you can only do it at a certain time of the year. So the most of the time we do fruit wines. But yeah, so I keep that here too, in with some beer. Well, there's beer in this one with wine. Probably like 30 different types of wine. All right, it looks like we're ready to add the pasta. So I will add that. We'll give it a stir to make sure all the pasta is in the water. There we go. We'll just keep an eye on that. I don't know if you can see it, but see, I browned the hot dogs, and now I just brought the water to a boil and I just added the pasta. So I'm going to let that cook the pasta. When the pasta is al dente, which means not mushy, it's just slightly chewy, soft, a little nutty, you know, perfect al dente, perfectly cooked pasta. Then I'll strain out the water most of the way, add these cheese packets and give it a stir. In here I have my pantry for now, where I've got rice, tortillas, mac and cheese, canned goods like tuna, various vegetables, bow tie pasta, pasta sauce, all kinds of stuff. In this I have, and this is held in through bungee cordon, eye socket. I don't know what they're called, eye hooks. And then in here, where I keep a bag of flour, is my spice rack. I have every spice you can think of: herbs de Provence, garlic powder, crushed red pepper, cumin, caraway, all that. Now you're thinking, well, what is guy doing with flour if there is no oven? I'm not baking anything. Well, there's a lot of meals that use a roux as its base. Lots of soups, chowders, and even some hearty meals or sauces like creamed peas, which you could put on top of like salmon loaves or crab cakes and things like that. And also, you might have heard of shit on a shingle. That's what some people call it. But it's cream chipped beef, which is, it starts off with a roux, which is butter and flour in a pan, and you stir it until the flour flavor gets cooked out, and then you add cream, and then it thickens up, and you add in slices of dried beef. You can also use salami or fried bologna or whatever, but you put that in there, and then when it's thickened, you toast up some bread, and you just put it on some toast, and you get this creamy creamed meat sauce on toast, which is really good. Then and here is the kitchen supplies. I got cutting board, extra fuel. This is a dual fuel stove. It's dual fuel, it says, but technically it's like a 4 fuel stove, because you can use white fuel, which is camping fuel. You can use kerosene. You can use 87 fuel. Basically, there's a lot of fuels you can use in this. It's one of those vintage ones too, so you can't get this one. This one's from the 70s. But you put the fuel in, you turn the lever up, well, keep that down. You pump it up, 50 times, turn the lever up, open up the thing, light it. Once after a minute, you lower the valve, and you just cook it, just like that, see? 2 sides. It lasts forever. 1 can of fuel is the equivalent of 10 of those green propane tanks. So that's why I use this. My buddy heater uses green propane. Then I got my tech bag for my studio stuff, like extra monitor, laptop. I got an MSI with a dedicated graphics card for graphics and rendering. Toiletries, my nightstand, which is my toolbox. I keep my 360 camera gear in that gray pouch. Man, it's dry air right now as winter irritates my throat. I got my shoes. Oh, and these lights, they might have had stands on them in the last video. They might have been on stands. I removed the stands and I just zip tied them to the remaining parts of the seatbelt harness. Hold on, let me give this a stir. There we go. And these lights are pretty cool. They're like portable mobile studio lights. So there's a controller right here for this one, and the controller for the other one's over there. But they have different modes, like let's see here. Got harsh white, a blend of soft white and harsh white, soft white, also there is RGB modes, quite a few of them. Let's see here. There we go. Red, green, kind of teal, blue, darker blue, violet. It can switch between them like it is now. Flashing, changing to multiples, fade into other ones. rainbow lines for each color, green and reds. Like, it's pretty cool. But we'll just put this back on soft white. But it's adjustable, so I can rotate them to see more that way, this way, bring them up, bring them down, however I want to do it. I have two more that I could technically mount on the other two remaining headrest, seatbelt harnesses, you know. Now, when I have it fully converted, I'm actually going to have like cabinets and stuff. There's going to be LED lights underneath that I can control. But yeah, thank you for joining me. I know I talked about a lot of nothing, but, you know, that's what I do best, is run my mouth. If you have any questions, but mainly if you have any suggestions for how I should modify this van, like I'm gonna put a floor I'm gonna put insulation floor instead of carpet. I'm gonna do linoleum. That way I can sweep and mop it, and I'll just use area rugs. But I'm gonna have a sink, a butcher block countertop that I can chop up things and also put the stove on, a bureau. I'm gonna have a running water. I'm gonna have a full solar thing, a bench right here. My futon bed will be back there, so during the day it's a couch, and at night it's a bed. Here I'm gonna have this door walled off. This whole side will be walled off except for some portal windows. But I'm gonna have a TV mount that can lock in place there, so that way I can pull the TV out and rotate it around and be able to watch TV and stuff. But yeah, if you have any suggestions, or maybe some advice, maybe you tried something when you had a van and converted it, that worked for you or most definitely didn't work, let me know in the comments below. I'll try to read all the comments. This channel is new, and I don't really market it because I'm not looking to become some kind of big YouTuber or anything. I just lead a, you know, people have told me I lead a unique life, so I figured some people might find it interesting. So it shouldn't be a problem reading your comment if you leave one. But I'd be more than grateful. Let me check this pasta, see how cooked it is. Almost. Probably another minute. Anyways, that'll do it for this video, I think. I probably should have been doing this at the beginning. I really shouldn't be putting my spoon on my stuff here. There we go. Like I said, if you have any suggestions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. If you like what this channel is about, or you want to go on some of the adventures with me, make sure you check out some of the playlists. I've got the Adventures of Some Guy, where it's just me sometimes talking to the camera, sometimes not, but I'm just doing things in full 360. I have a Places playlist in the list of playlists where I go to like the Trolley Museum in Biddeford, Maine, or Timber Point trails where there's abandoned buildings, and I take you guys on a tour of it, so to speak. I have VR experiences playlist where it might just be a marsh, and if you have a VR headset, you can put the VR headset on and you're just getting the ambiance of something. I've got an aerial photo. I have a 360 photos playlist where I just take still shots, either high up in the air with my drone or down on the ground somewhere, and it's just a still. It's not a video. It's uploaded as a video, so it's a couple minutes long, but there's no movement. It's just a 360 photo. Yeah, so check out those. But if you like this kind of stuff, and the fact that my channel is going to be all 360, so it's my adventures in full VR 360. If you like it, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, bye.